Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Hari Om. Hari Hari Om. Hari Hari Om. Hari Hari Om. Jaya Narayana Paripurana Karana Om. Hari Hari Om. Jaya Narayana Paripurana Karana Om. Jaya Jaya Shankar Suchakra Gadambuja Pitambaradara Om. Jaya Jaya Shankar Suchakra Gadambuja Pitambaradara Om. Om Hari Hari Om. Hari Hari Om. Hari Hari Om. श्रीधर श्रीकर श्रीवत्साङ्कित श्रुतजनवत्सल ॐ श्रीधर श्रीकर श्रीवत्साङ्कित श्रुतजनवत्सल ॐ श्रीमधुसूदन श्रीमधुरानन त्रिभुवनपालन ॐ श्रीमधुसूदन श्रीमधुरानन त्रिभुवनपालन ॐ हरि हरि ॐ हरि हरि ॐ हरि हरि ॐ हरि हरि ॐ जय नित्य निरञ्जन निष्कल निर्गुण ॐ हरि हरि ॐ जय नित्य निरञ्जन निष्कल निर्गुण ॐ नत जन रञ्जन मद जन भञ्जन सच्चिन्मय हरि ॐ नत जन रञ्जन मद जन भञ्जन सच्चिन्मय हरि ॐ सच्चिन्मय हरि ॐ हरि ॐ सच्चिन्मय हरि ॐ हरि ॐ सच्चिन्मय हरि ॐ सच्चिन्मय हरि ॐ सच्चिन्मय हरि ॐ गोविन्द माधव गोपाल केशव गोविन्द माधव गोपाल केशव जय नन्द मुकुन्द नन्द गोविन्द राधे गोपाल जय नन्द मुकुन्द नन्द गोविन्द राधे गोपाल गिरिधारी गिरिधारी जय राधे गोपाल गिरिधारी गिरिधारी जय राधे गोपाल घनश्याम श्याम श्याम जय जय राधे गोपाल घनश्याम श्याम श्याम जय जय राधे गोपाल जय नन्द मुकुन्द नन्द गोविन्द राधे गोपाल जय नंद मुकुंद नंद गोविंद राधे गोपाल गोविंद माधवा गोपाल केशव गोविंद माधवा गोपाल केशव जय नंद मुकुंद नंद गोविंद राधे गोपाल जय नंद मुकुंद नंद गोविंद राधे गोपाल नंद मुकुंद नंद गोविंद राधे गोपाल। हरी म्हणा तुम्ही गोविंद म्हणा तुम्ही गोपाल म्हणा तुम्ही नारायण हरी म्हणा तुम्ही गोविंद म्हणा तुम्ही गोपाल म्हणा तुम्ही नारायण गोविंद गोपाल हरी नारायण गोविंद गोपाल हरी नारायण राम म्हणा राजा राम म्हणा सीता राम म्हणा आत्मा राम म्हणा राम म्हणा राजा राम म्हणा सीता राम म्हणा आत्मा राम म्हणा राम म्हणा राजा राम म्हणा सीता राम म्हणा आत्मा राम म्हणा राम म्हणा राजा राम म्हणा सीता राम म्हणा आत्मा राम म्हणा हरी म्हणा तुम्ही गोविंद म्हणा तुम्ही गोपाल म्हणा तुम्ही नारायण गोविंद गोपाल हरी नारायण गोविंद गोपाल हरी नारायण श्याम म्हणा घन श्याम म्हणा मेघ श्याम म्हणा राधे श्याम म्हणा श्याम म्हणा घन श्याम म्हणा मेघ श्याम म्हणा राधे श्याम म्हणा श्याम म्हणा घन श्याम म्हणा मेघ श्याम म्हणा राधे श्याम म्हणा श्याम म्हणा घन श्याम म्हणा मेघ श्याम म्हणा राधे श्याम म्हणा हरी म्हणा तुम्ही गोविंद म्हणा तुम्ही गोपाल म्हणा तुम्ही नारायण हरी म्हणा तुम्ही गोविंद म्हणा तुम्ही गोपाल म्हणा तुम्ही नारायण गोविंद गोपाल हरी नारायण गोविंद गोपाल हरी नारायण कुंज विहारा गोविंद गोरस चोरा गोविंद कुंज विहारा गोविंद गोरस चोरा गोविंद गोपिका हृदय नंद किशोरा पीतांबरधर गोविंद गोपिका हृदय नंद किशोरा पीतांबरधर गोविंद हरी म्हणा तुम्ही गोविंद म्हणा तुम्ही गोपाल म्हणा तुम्ही नारायण गोविंद गोपाल हरी नारायण गोविंद गोपाल हरी नारायण 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 कस्तूरी तिलकं नारायणं कस्तूरी तिलकं नारायणं कमलनयनं नारायणं கமலநயனம் நாராயணம் கஸ்தூரி திலகம் நாராயணம் கஸ்தூரி திலகம் நாராயணம் குருவாயூர் புரநாராயணம் குருவாயூர் புரநாராயணம் கலியுக அவதார நாராயணம் கலியுக அவதார நாராயணம் கோவிந்த கோவிந்த நாராயணம் கோவிந்த கோவிந்த நாராயணம் கோவிந்த கோவிந்த நாராயணம் கஸ்தூரி திலகம் நாராயணம் கஸ்தூரி திலகம் நாராயணம் கமலநயனம் நாராயணம் கஸ்தூரி திலகம் நாராயணம் கஸ்தூரி திலகம் நாராயணம் नारायण नारायण जय जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोपाल हरे नारायण 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 जय जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोपाल हरे नारायण 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 जय जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय जय गोविंद हरे
ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् वेदान्तवेद्यं श्रीरामं नत्वा श्रीचिन्मयं गुरुं वक्ष्ये वेदान्तमाधुर्यं लोकानन्दकरं भवेत् शुष्कं वेदान्तज्ञानं हि केचित् वदन्ति प्रायशः अन्ये तत्कठिनं सूक्ष्मं मन्यन्ते स्वविचारतः निष्फलं जीवनेऽस्मिंश्च ज्ञानं वा पारलौकिकं सन्न्यासिनां कृते चास्ति वार्धक्ये वा पठेन्नरः एवं बहुविधा सन्ति वेदान्तविषये मताः निश्चयोतश्च कर्तव्यः प्रमाणेन विवेकतः आपादतो भाति सत्यं जनस्येषावधारणा स्वाध्यायः साधनाभ्यासे मिथ्या सिद्ध्यति धारणा वेदस्य चरमो भागो वेदान्त इति कथ्यते आत्मैव विषयस्तस्य बाध्यहं रूपतो हृति. In the previous session we saw Vedantah Pramanam Atmanah Jnatum Vedanta eva Pramanam. Atma is Atman is at the present moment is appearing to be Ajnatam, unknown. It is not non-existent, it is unknown. A thing which does not exist also can be unknown. A thing which we are not aware of is also unknown. But here, Atma is not an entity or a thing which is absent at any time, but we are not paying attention. In fact, we have forgotten. The interesting thing is, we don't even know what we forgot. Vedanta, the teachers, as well as the Shastra, Jnapakartam Shastram. It is to remind us what we have forgotten. It is strange that we don't even know, as I said, we don't even know what we forgot. See, Ajnanam is of three kinds. Najnanam Ajnanam. I don't know. That is one Ajnanam. I don't know. If you ask me whether I know Russian language, I don't know. In fact, I don't want to know. So if you ask me whether I know that language, I don't know, obviously. All right. Ajnanam apurna jnanam. A thing which I do not know completely, I have a very vague concept or a notion about it. That is also ajnanam. Apurna jnanam, ajnanam. Now, these two categories we know. But Atma Ajnanam, Atma Avidya is not either not knowing completely or it is not even an apurna jnana. Because at no time I fail to know myself. I can never say I don't exist. Can any one of you say I don't exist? Please raise your hand who are all absent here. I can never experience my own absence. If I have to experience my own absence, one can say, oh, in the sleep, we don't know our existence, Swamiji. If that is the case, then when you wake up, you will never know that you are absent. In your absence, who will know that you are absent? So that is why it is said in the one beautiful text called Advaita Makaranta. It is said, Ahamasmi sadabami kada chinnaham apriyaha. Ahamasmi, I am there, always. Sadabami, I am always aware. Kada chitnaham apriyaha, at no time I dislike myself. I do not become a hater of my own being. Ada brahmeva, therefore, brahmeva hamata siddham. Therefore, I am Brahman only. Satchidananda Lakshanam. That's the first verse. So why is that we are unaware of its presence? Simple answer Vedanta gives is because we are too busy with something else. When you are too busy with so many other things, what is most important, we conveniently forget. So Vedanta is reintroducing us to ourselves. Upanishad says, tad dure, tadu antike, tadu antarasya sarvasya, tadu sarvasyasya bhakyatah. Tad dure, it is too far away for the person who doesn't pay attention. Tadu antike, it is the most close for the one who knows. And what does he know? Antarasya sarvasya, it is there in everyone's being and outside as well. Tadu sarvasyasya bhagyata. And therefore it is said, Vedantaha is Vedasya charamo bhagaha. It is the last part of the Vedas where it is explained very clearly. Vedanta iti katyate. Atma eva vishayah tasya. Vedantasya vishayah atma, the self. Badi aham rupataha hridi. In our own heart, it is continuously present as aham, aham, aham. Sada sarvagadopyatma nasarvatra vasate. Even though it is everywhere present, it is not recognized everywhere. Buddho veva avavaseta swacheshu pratibimbhavat. In the buddhi alone, in the understanding alone, it brilliantly shines, just like sunlight reflects only in a reflecting media. So cleaning the mind is necessary for us to recognize the presence already there. And this cleaning the mind is what is called katinam, sukshmam. This is what people find difficult. Vedanta otherwise is the most simple thing. When people say, oh, it is too hard, oh, it is too dry, oh, it's too subtle. What is subtle? What is hard? What is subtle or what is hard, what is difficult is to set right this mind. We are so habituated to things. We cannot come out of our habits. We cannot come out of our way we behave. If you are a boss in your workplace, under you there are so many people who are listening to you. At home, you will become a different. Think. Sometimes you are forced to become different. It's different. You cannot be boss at home. But usually, we cannot suddenly change our behavior and attitude some moment you come home. If you are harsh and very cunning and then very stern at home or at work, it will repeat everywhere you go. You don't change. For a time being, temporarily you may, but your swabhava will come out. Swabhavastha pravartate. Nigrahim karishyati. Bhagavan Krishna also says, who can control this mind which is subject to such a habit? So why do we think Vedanta is very hard and very subtle and difficult? Because Vedanta puts the entire responsibility on your shoulders. You need to purify this mind, without which you will not know what you are, who you are. Bhajan karo, jap karo, kshetratan mein jao, puja punaskar sab karo, but manas shuddhi nahi hua, तो ये सब करने के लिए what will be the use of all this? Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam Brata Paripalanam Atavadanam. Goes to Ganga Sagar, go and take a dip in that. All that you do. Jnana Vihinaha Sarvamatena Bhajatina Muktim Janmashatena. In hundreds of lives, you do all these things. Unless you purify the mind and receptive enough for gaining this knowledge, that is the reason why people find it difficult. But once you understand that Vedanta is not talking about somebody else, even in Bhagavad Gita, when Bhagavan Krishna started to speak Arjuna, does he talk anything about Duryodhana or Karna or Bhishma or anybody else, Yudhishthira or any of his brothers? And no. Not a single moment he spent time on explaining why they are doing what they are doing. Doesn't matter whatever they are doing. According to their own understanding, whatever evil things that they are doing, let them do. Let us understand who you are and what is that you need to do. Isn't it? Upanishad also not interested in many other subject matters. It will come directly onto you only. Now, this very Atman which is to be discovered, because we have forgotten, and it is something which is most dear to us. As he says in the next verse here, Na kaschidasti lokesmin yasya swatma nahi priyah tadartam hi priyam sarvam sa atma tu swata priyah na kaschidasti lokesmin yasya swatma nahi priyah tadartam hi priyam sarvam sa atma tu swata priyah. Asmin loke, in this world, na kaschid asti yasya swatma na priyah. There is nobody in this world who says, who does not like oneself. Tell me one person who doesn't like one's own self. Even if one is a failure, he would like to come out of the failure because he loves oneself. Our love for ourselves is unquestionable. Even a person who is so frustrated, ready to commit suicide, and you ask him, why do you want to commit suicide? I cannot tolerate this failure of mine. I am tortured here and there, and I want to done with this. I just want to get rid of all these things. Why you want to get rid of this? So that I'll be happy. By you dying, how will you be happy? Others will be, no doubt. But why will you be? So that's why one person asked me this question. Swamiji, when somebody dies, we say RIP, rest in peace. What does it mean? I said, rest of the people will be in peace. That's all. That will be very bad to tell, to the family. Rest of the people in peace. Now, if you are committing killing yourself, who will be happy? You will not be there. One person was ready to go to die, commit suicide. So he told his friend, tomorrow I'm going to the railway track and putting my head there, and I'm done with this. Okay, all the best. So morning, he saw his friend going towards the railway track. So, but he was carrying something. So I asked him, what are you carrying? Breakfast. In case the train is late. See, our love for ourselves cannot be compensated with anything else. Tadartam hi priyam sarvam. Tadartam atmartam hi priyam sarvam. Everything will become dear only because you love yourself. That's why in Chandogya Upanishad it says, Sarvasya kamasya sarvam priyam bhavati. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam. And there the Upanishad goes on to say, a husband does not like the wife for the wife's sake. Husband loves his wife because of himself. A mother does not love the child for child's sake. It is for her own sake the child is loved. See, it looks selfish, but if you look at carefully, would you love something which will make you unhappy? Will you? That which makes you continuously unhappy, agitated, disturbed, will you like it? No. What you like? I like all that which makes me happy. So what are you in love with? What are you in love with? Your happiness, right? That all that gives me sukham, I like it. All that gives me dukkham, I don't like it. So what do you like? Your happiness. Because you love yourself. So nothing in this world is loved by anyone which does not give him or her happiness. In other words, everything. See, if it so happened, recently, a few years back, 31st December, suddenly in India, they declared, certain currencies are invalid by the midnight. Somebody might have kept, bundles and bundles of 500 rupees note, thinking that will give him happiness, because he can buy this, that. So he's kept it in a big bundle of things in his, what you call safe. It's safe only, nothing. And tomorrow onwards, it is only paper. Will it give him happiness anymore? So long, even the currency that you are having, so long as it is declared as a valid instrument of transaction for purchase, then only that particular thing is of any use to you. Otherwise, it's just a paper. You go to a child which is just a year old and give him a chocolate bar and $100 note. Which one it will take? Tell me. Nowadays, I don't know. The child may be very smart. It will look at you. I think, why are you giving this paper? Maybe this is more important. but immediate happiness comes to, it may take both also. That is also possible. But it is not true. Is it not true? That which you know the source of happiness more than anything else is what you value. If that currency is of no use, it's only paper. So, vittam api, even wealth also, if sukham na dadati, if it does not lead to sukham, vyartameva, vittam vartam. Wealth is of no use. A rich person, no doubt, but he has a sickness which cannot be cured at all. What does he do with that money? All are for Atma Sukham only. Wherever you go to the same point only. That is the same thing. Every one of us, not only human, all living beings are morning till evening, birth to death, are working for only Atma Sukham. Whether they do something is also Atma Sukham. Don't do is also Atma Sukham. Kartavya may be, akartavya may be. Karma abhi, akarma abhi. Is that not? Morning you wake up and then start doing many things only to add more happiness to yourself. At the end of the day, stop doing is also for the same thing. तो आप क्यों करते हो? सुख के लिए, सुषुप्ति के लिए. Tadartam hi priyam sarvam. So anything, see, this physical body also we love because there is life. Gatavadi vayo bharya bibbadi tasmin kaye. When the body is no more having life, your own wife will not be able to look at you again. Because it is, you are not there. You, the life is not there. You, the blissful self is not there in that. So anything that we love is directed towards Atma Sukham. This body I love because this is adding, it is making me happy, not completely, to the extent it can, through, experiencing the world, through senses, etc. So anything becomes a means of happiness is what we love. So everything is loved for the self. The self is loved not for anything else, by itself. That's why it's called Atma tu Swatapriya. By itself it is, everything else because. I love computer because it can do things which I want to do. I love my car because it can take me from place A to B. I love this person because he or she gives me company. Why do you love yourself? No cause. It's like a teenager, you ask him, where did you go today? Party. And why are you late? Cause. That's it. Further, you cannot take an answer. Cause what? Because of what? There's no answer. Don't ask me. That's what the answer is. So why do you love yourself? Because what? No reason. As I again said, it is not only human being, all living beings, but they may not express the way we do in languages. But all beings are in love with primary love is oneself. Oneself, and what I mean by that, not the body. Body is also a means of happiness. Mind is also an instrument of happiness. It's not happiness. If the mind is agitated, are you happy about it? No, I want to get rid of this thought. So, it's one particular portion of your body is cancerous. Then you cut it off. Why? That is not, it's dangerous to the happiness of mind. So it's my safety, my health, right? So everything is a means to happiness. Self, the Paramatma, is happiness by itself. Swatapriya. But at the present moment, we are not thinking in that direction. We think, this physical body is the place where the Atma resides. Therefore, this physical body is important to us. Not only the body, even the name. So as the next verse says, Swasya nama cha rupam cha gunanukatanam kritam preenadi sarvalokanam arshadam cha bhavet tata. Swasya nama cha rupam cha gunanukatanam kritam preenadi sarvalokanam arshadam cha bhavet tata. We are very proud of our name. We are proud of our form. If there is a group picture in which you are not there, you don't mind, you don't care to look at it also. Anybody shows group picture, you came to our marriage, right? There is a group picture. First thing, whom do you look for? I'm telling you, whom do you look for? Will you look for the bride and bridegroom? Definitely not. You look for yourself. If you are not there, nice. Show me the other pictures where I am there. Name also. My name appears in a book or in a credit, etc. And so at the present moment, we give value to our name and form, and that's what we consider our identity. Our identity is confined to name and form. And the whole world is nothing but name and form only. As Drigdashiviveka beautifully put there, this among the 5 aspects of the entire universe, Astibadi priyam rupam nama chetam shapanchakam aditrayam brahma rupam jagat rupam tatodvayam. Asti bhadi priyam Satchit Ananda Brahma Rupam. Nama and Rupa is Jagat Rupam. Maya. Now, therefore, this very name and form which we are so fond of, nothing but an illusory presence of you, termed as Maya technically, and it is of the Mithya Rupam. It's illusory, it is temporary. Where was your name before you were born? Or when you were in the womb of the mother? Was there a name? But you didn't exist. So only when you are born, only there is probably the name is given. Before that. So your existence is without name. Understand that. And your existence even without form. My existence need not have to have a form or a name. In the deep sleep state where I do not recognize myself as a name or a form, I still exist, renouncing all that. So, swasya nama cha rupam cha gunan katanam kritam. If somebody is praising my qualities, my virtues, etc., we love to hear that. Prinadi sarvalokana. Priyam dadati. Modakam modanam modati. Sarvalokanam modakaranam. Pramodakaranam. What? Gunanukatanam. Glory if somebody says it pleases everybody. Sarvalokanam harshadam. Harsham dadati. Sukam dadati. So it brings great. So that is the reason why if somebody is praising your own son or daughter, you love it. You know why? Not because of the son or daughter, your son. There also my son comes there. If somebody else is praising your neighbor's son, okay, maybe. Okay. But my son, if something is happening in Ukraine, are you interested to know what is happening there? Some Russian invasion is going on in Ukraine. So, but if your son is in Ukraine, then definitely every hour you'll look at the news. What's happening there? Why is he calling? What is happening there? Are you okay? Until otherwise you are involved in some way or the other where your joy is placed, you will not be interested to know about it. Anything in this world is interesting only when you are connected to that. You means my identification. What is your identification? My source of happiness. So that is the reason why we are so fond of our own physical form. Early morning, you get up and then at least 5 to 10 times during the day, you would have watched yourself in the mirror. Minimum. Why? This is me. And this Nama, Rupa, Guna, this is not you. This is what Vedanta is trying to tell you again. Jati niti kula gotra durakam Nama Rupa Guna Dosha Varjitam Desha Kala Vishayati Vartiyad Brahma Tattvamasi Bhavayatmani. So long as we connect ourselves only or condition ourselves only to the name, form, qualities, etc. Jati, Niti, Kula, Gotra, Nama, Rupa, Desha, Kala, we cannot but be unhappy. Because these are all not you, number one. Secondly, these are all subject to constant change. And change always brings uncertainty. And uncertainty brings insecurity. And insecurity brings fear. And fear brings unhappiness. Fear and freedom cannot go together. Even though we see that physical bodies are dying away every moment, it is Yudhishthira was asked this question by Yaksha. What is the greatest wonder in this world? That only one. I love this answer of Yudhishthira. He says, Ahanyahani bhutani gachanti hai yamalayam shreshas tavaramichanti kimasaryam adaparam. Every moment people are dying and going to the abode of Yama. But people who are remaining here continues to think that they remain forever. This is the greatest wonder. Among the 7 wonders, this is the 8th and the most wonder of wonder. What? Everybody thinks that we will be there forever. Well, they are seeing every day people dying around. So in the next verse, he says, Mrityum sarvatra pashyanti tadavi chanti jivitum manabhuvam hi bhuyasam iti prematmanikshate. Mrityum sarvatra pashyanti tadavi chanti jivitum manabhuvam hi bhuyasam iti prematmanikshate. Sarvatra mrityum pashyanti. Janaha, people are seeing death everywhere, every moment. Tatapi, even then, jividam ichanti. They love to remain. Manabhuham vibhuasam. May I never cease to exist. Iti. Thus, Atmani premat ikshate. Prema Atmani, in this love for the self is seen. Ikshate. Drishyate. Everyone is continue to think They continue to think, I will remain more. No, you cannot tell a person who is 90-year-old, I think you should go. Try to tell. I'm only 90. My father lived for 110. What are you talking? And sometimes the condolences will be difficult. The Swamiji, oh, my father. One person called me and said, Swamiji, my father. Suddenly, Swamiji, morning, he didn't get up. So I was really concerned. Okay. So, was he suffering any sickness? No. Nothing, Swamiji. No blood pressure. No, not even diabetes. Nothing. He was so healthy. And he left. How old was he? 110. What do you want him to do further? One day he has to go, right? Happily send him off. 110 years he lived. And at least he did not give any trouble to anybody we were leaving. That much blessing. Why do you cry for it? I can understand if it is 10 year, 15 or 20 year or 30, that I can understand useless existence. That's good. But if such a person had lived a productive, illustrious life, 110 years of healthy life, you should happily send him off. I mean, we think that everything should exist forever. Vinashyatsa avinishantyam dhiraha eva pashyati. The permanence among the impermanent, only a man of wisdom alone can see. And he, such a person, he does not cry about what comes and goes. That's why Bhagavan Krishna opens with the Gita teaching in that Gadasun agadasum cha na shochanti anushocanti panditaha. What comes and goes, they do not sit and cry about. Arjuna. Agamapa, anityaha. Whatever comes and goes is so temporary. But what is our feeling? See, if you are told that tomorrow you are going to die, what do you do today? Tell me. Tomorrow you are not going to exist. What do you do today? What do you do? You will not go to sleep. You will wonder, oh my God, I have so many things to accomplish. So many are going on my head. Without me, nothing will happen in this world. I'm the CEO of the world. If I say I don't take a decision, things would not happen. What? This world was there before you came, my dear. And this will be there forever after you go also. And it will be better. We think that we are the boss. We are the responsible for everything that happens. It is wisdom that will tell you that without you, the world will be better than before. Once that happens to you, you relax. You do your best and let it happen. But we are so strong about our own self-importance. I have to be there. Manabhuvam nabhuhayasam. Forever I should remain. Only deluded people think like this. And see, even that very thought that I should be forever, why does it come? Don't you know by your own simple common sense that your body is giving up, every faculty is failing? How do you still have the desire to live forever? It only shows that slowly you realize that I'm not referring to my own body. I know the body will die, but me, the self, if at all you have got a Vedanta Jnanam, then that's what it means. What I am desiring to exist forever is this eternal soul. That's what Bhagavan also says. In Gita, Arjun, you kill or not to kill. Soul never dies. Natvevaham jatu nasam natmam neme janadipa nachevana bhavishyamaha sarve vayamada param. Arjun, you were never absent ever in the past. Not even me and none of these people were absent. In the future also, we will never be absent. Because the soul is eternal. Avinashitu tadvitti yena sarvamidam tadam vinasham avyyasyasana kaschit kartumarati. Nobody can bring an end to this. But our present identification is only, let me physically live all the time. Now, let me ask this question to you. When you go to sleep, things are not happening in this world, do you think? Huh? Your own body is growing without your permission, sir. How about that? Do you have control over that? One person was very happy. One Mahatma was very happy. Somebody went and asked him, how are you always happy, whether it is shining or winter or rain or hot summer? Weather is so unpredictable, and you are, whether it is cold winter, it is shivering, or it is hot summer, you are always happy. How is that? He said, I have a simple philosophy. I'll tell you what it is. What it is. That which I cannot control, I would not allow it to control me. Finished. Can I control this weather? No. Then why should it control me? Why should it decide my happiness, which I cannot control? My getting old cannot be controlled by me. Can I? I cannot, right? It will get old whether I like it or not. Then why should it does to me? Others' behavior around me, can I control? I cannot. Then why should they control me? If this simple philosophy is taken, I'm telling you, nobody can stop you to be happy. Hey, let it go on. Self-appointed, responsibility is the greatest mistake we do. कोई नहीं देता है, आप भी लेते हैं. You yourself take up and then suffer. क्यों? Yesterday I was in somebody's house and Swamiji, I want to go to India, but I can't do. Why? Dog. Who asked you to have a dog? You yourself take it and then you suffer. I cannot go. How will I leave him and go? Why did you want it? See, I'm not against any of the pattern, but if you do not have the proper way of taking care of it in your absence, then you know it. You know it very well. Then why did you do that? My mother is old and I want to go, but I can't go. Why? Dog. Dog become more important than your mother then. क्या करें? ये नहीं चल रहा है ना. As soon as I entered, first fellow who welcomed me is a dog. Okay. I told the family, I thought human being will come and welcome me first. Why are you bringing this? Before Nakarmana, it's wow, 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 wow. That is first one. And then it's a complaint about that also. I can't go anywhere. Who made this mistake? See, we have invisible strings attached. We don't even look at this. All over we have put invisible strings. And we tie it up ourselves and suffer. Zindagi ek suffer. What do you do? In other words, our liking for ourselves forever to exist, it translates into physical existence, which is a mistake. Physically, no one is going to live forever. Our Swami Tapovanam, when he was very sick, and our Gurudev, when he went to meet him, and he told, Swami Taponji, and he was very, feeling very bad. Uttarakashi, he was all by himself, cold, suffering, no medical attention. So he said, Maharaj, I'm very sad to see in this condition. We can take you to Delhi and treat you there. Taponji looked at him and said, why in Delhi nobody dies? No, we can treat you, Chinmaya. From the day I was born, there was somebody who was waiting for me. I have been ignoring him for a long time. Now it is a time I should go with him. Death. Why are you crying? I'm going with my friend only, not anybody else. He's been patiently waiting for a long time. That is the wisdom. Why should you ignore it? It also means that I'm done. I'm content. Unless we feel that I am done. I have na kartavyam asti asmin loke. Until you get that wisdom, then na kartavyam asti. There is nothing more I need to do. Until that comes, there will be clinging to life in the physical body. It's called asmita. Clinging to life. When do we say to ourselves, not to anybody else, jo karna hai maine kar chuka, kritakrityoham aham. I am done. I am fulfilled. Nothing more to do. Naiva kinchit karomi. Naiva kartavyam asti. Only jnanat evadu. Only by knowledge alone he can gain this. Not by doing anything. By doing anything, more things to come. Action only leads to another action. Only knowledge will end the action. Jnanagni sarva karmani basmasat kurute. Only fire of knowledge can end action. Action cannot end action. That knowledge, when we gain through Vedanta, that I am complete. I am full. I have nothing more to do. I will leave the world to itself, and I know that the world will be a better place. I'm leaving it in a better place. That's a better place. That's it. I'm done. Until that contentment comes, clinging to life continues, and because of that, we continue to suffer. No freedom. So here he continues to say in verse number 11, verse number 10. Yeah. Evam priyatamaswatma Vedanta vishayo yati katam jnanam bhavet shushkam tasya tvam vada mitrahe. Evam priyatamaswatma Vedanta vishayo yadi katam jnanam bhavet shushkam tasya tvam vada mitrahe. Hey mitra, tvam vada. Oh my dear friend, please tell me. Evam priyatamaha atma. Most dear is this. Most lovable is this self. That is, yadi Vedanta Vishayaha Atma, this is a subject matter of the Vedanta, Katam Jnanam Shushkam then? How the knowledge become dry then? We are talking about something which is most dear to you. How can that be so dry? If the mother is in so much of love with the child and somebody talks about the child, will you not listen to it with great joy? Because you love that, and all of us love our own self, and the subject matter of Vedanta is that only. How can it be dry? What we love the most, We would love to hear more about it. Whatever can make us go closer to that which we love that, isn't it? That's why when people go from here to India, they travel 23, 24 hours on a travel, etc. So in spite of the fact that it is such a strenuous journey in the flight and sleepless night, etc., they will love to reach there and then meet their relatives, this, that, etc. And they are both so excited, no jet lag at all. Still coming back home. 1 week down. Why? Same place, same husband, same wife, same children. Why is that when you're going so excited, you don't even remember to even sleep? Why does that excitement? Because you are going to look for something which you love. Even the children, when they play games, when they are ready to win the game, they fall down 23 times and then bruise all over the body. Still, they get up and work hard. Why? Success. I want to win the game. Once the game is over, tired, hurt, pain. It's because you are journeying towards what you love. So you love yourself the most. And the subject matter of Vedanta is that very Atman you love the most. How can you say that it is dry? Katam jnanam bhavet shushkam. Tell me. It is only a misconception that one thinks that Vedanta is dry. It has no, it doesn't give me joy. And that's why we'll see, people who do sadhana also. Kya kuru main sadhana kar raha hoon. One person came to me and said, Swamiji, for the past so many years, I've been listening to Gita and doing this and that. I don't see any improvement at all. You see, I don't see any improvement. So what do you say? So I said, if you have not studied Vedanta, what would have happened? Have you ever thought about it? Because you can't even think about it, right? How atrocious you would have become. So you will never know what you could have done. What mistake you have avoided by coming to Gita class and studying, you would never know. You would have become Rakshasa if you have not come to this study group. So you can never underestimate, because na kalyanakrit kaschid durgadim tata gacchati. Bhagavan Krishna very clearly says that if you have come to this bus, you can never go wrong. Because it is about you, about your own self, your own happiness. And to learn how to reach that very abode of happiness cannot be unhappy path. The path itself, the journey itself, the sadhana itself is full of joy. Don't drag yourself, Gurudev used to say. Don't drag yourself. And somebody went to him and said, Swamiji, like, Lions Club, Rotary Club, they have an emblem, that they put when they meet. They put it so that they know that they belong to Lions Club. No, we should also have Chinmaya Mission, some emblem. So we should make it as a policy that whenever there is a meeting, all members should wear this. Gurudev looked at him and said, your face should show that. Not an emblem, the spin on the shirt. Your face should be brilliant, shining, happy, content. Then you know you're from Chinmaya Mission. Why do you need an emblem there? Belong to the shirt. So the joyful journey towards joy of your own heart. How can it be dry? It's dry because you are not understanding the essence of this teaching. So here, prayatante sukayeva. tata dukkha nivrittaye vitta sattartha bhogaischa jana sarvatra sarvada prayatante sukayaiva tata dukkha nivrittaye vitta sattartha bhogaischa jana sarvatra sarvada janaha sarvada sarvatra prayatante. Janaha, people, sarvada, at all times, sarvatra, everywhere. Prayatante, they put effort for what? Sukaya eva. For happiness alone, everybody, every moment, everywhere, working. There are two kinds of things. Sukha prapti, dukkha nivritti. To gain sukham, joy, and get rid of dukkham. Sukaya dukkha nivrittiye prayatante. How? Vitta sattartha bhogaihi. How do they do that? Vitta by wealth, satta by power and position, and bhogas by various kinds of objects of experiences. So only two agendas we have in our life. More joy and get rid of sorrow. Bhagavan Shankaracharya also, in his commentary on Bhagavad Gita, beginning itself, he says, only two agendas, two goals we have in our human life. Dukkha nivritti tata sukha prapti. So these two are the main things that we would like to pursue in our life. And Vedanta talks about how to do that. Instead of dukkha nivritti, dukkha hedu nivritti. Very source of dukkham itself is trying to get rid of. Not dukkham, but source of dukkham. And sukha prapti, it is not sukha prapti. Sukha adhara prapti. Very substratum of happiness. See, when you go to a doctor to medical checkup, and then since you have some particular physical ache problem, he may look at the symptom, but he will also try to get rid of the cause. He may give symptomatic treatment, but he will also look into what could have caused this. Because if one day it happens, okay. Second time also same problem, he will start wondering. Third time, he will say, no, I have to find out what the problem is. You know? So Vedanta is not interested in symptomatic treatment. That you can do, do kriya and then stand upside down, do pranayama, you can do that. But what is that the very cause of the problem? Some people say, Swamiji, when my friend has a psychiatrist, and I get very upset very often. So I asked him what to do. He said, when you get angry, you go and take a shower, stand under shower for 5 minutes. You'll be all right. So I asked him, so what did you do? Whole day I was standing under the shower. Because the moment I got out of the shower, I again got angry. Again I went back. So do you think getting rid of anger is possible by just sitting under a shower? Can the psychological problem be solved by physical solutions? Our problem is a spiritual problem, not even mind. I'm telling you. We try to adjust the mind by doing this or that, but the problem is not there. मानसम तिकम का मार्गणे कृते नैव मानसम. अरे मन है क्या? उसको आप ठीक करके जा रहे हो. Trying to adjust the mind all the time. ये मन है ही नहीं पहले. It's only a ghost. You're trying to chase a shadow. Maya rupameva tastu. It is, mind is a mere illusory existence and you're trying to correct that. Go to the very hetu, very cause of it. But we are so busy in our life. and we constantly engage in sukhaya prayatante janaha sada sarvatra. How? Vittena, sattena, bhogaihi. By wealth, by power, by position, by objects of experience. Sukha prapti and dukkha nivritti. This is what we are doing. But we are not looking at a solution. We are only looking at a temporary adjustments. The Vedanta says, though, that's not enough. And for whose sake we are learning this? For our sake only. Self-improvement is the primary reason we should study. Gurudev said, Chinmaya Mission is for personal growth. That is the main focus. Please pay attention to that only. Everything else is secondary. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkhabhat bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om.